any Bears fans watching, you might want to close your eyes on this one. Man, let me pull up the title slide here. The topic on here is, oh no, did the Bears get it wrong again? Did the Bears get it wrong again? Man, I mean, we all know about taking Mitchell Trubisky. Told you about them UNC quarterbacks. Taking Mitchell Trubisky over Patrick Mahomes. We know about taking Justin Fields. We know about all of that. And here seeing Jayden Daniels ball out on Monday Night Football, man, starting to wonder, did the Bears mess up yet again at the quarterback position? Diego, why don't you kick us off?
No, I mean the Bears, they didn't mess up. Caleb's still a great quarterback. He just needs, he's had put some pretty good games together, but just like, his consistency and a little bit of turnover issues have got him. But I still think that he's gonna be a great quarterback. And I think it's something with the Bears. I don't know what it is. It's just like all the quarterbacks go to the Bears, they just don't turn out great. So maybe
it's Dwayne.
If Caleb doesn't turn out great, then it's the Bears' fault, because that's just how it is. So if Jayden Daniels went to the Bears, he would be playing bad too. Like it's just how it is. I'm sorry,
it's just the Bears. Yeah. It's just the Bears. Okay, what'd you say, Chris?
I mean, to me, this is like eerily similar to the situation that we've had with Carolina and Houston, where there's a defensive head coach, there's an offensive coordinator that really values how to help a quarterback, play quarterback successfully in this league. Regardless of how you feel about Cliff Kingsbury as like a head coach, as an offensive coordinator, he is doing his thing. So that's my whole thing is, again, this might be a situation where we overrated one situation and we underrated another. Yeah. And that's my feeling on this. It doesn't mean that Caleb's not good, because Caleb has performed as best as he could, but he doesn't have the offensive line around him yet again. And again, he has some coaching decisions. He has, he has Eberflus, and he has Shane Walter as his offensive coach, who's not really helping him out. So it's like, what do we like? We have these quarterbacks that we label generational, and I get it. Caleb Williams was supposed to be the next Patrick Mahomes, and we gave him 3 really good wide receivers, even though one of them's injured right now. So there's a lot going on that's stopping him from being what we know he can be. Because we saw that throw in the preseason. All of us were like, oh my goodness, he's him. We're back. The Bears are their best quarterbacks since 85. Like, everybody was so happy. Right. And you see what Jayden can do with a team. And again, I still think that Washington's offensive line is spotty sometimes. So I don't even think it's like comparable to the Houston situation with the offensive line.
Yeah.
But I think they're a really, really good – Washington's a really good place because it thought about, hey, we have everything we need. We just need the guy. And they got their guy. So we'll see how it goes with their careers. But I don't know. I think Caleb still has a lot to prove. So I'm holding out hope for him.
Okay.
I've got one more thing to say.
Yeah.
Well. Listen. The Bears go and get all these great receivers. Everyone's like, woo, they got these good receivers. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to have a big run. But really, it's the nitty-gritty that counts. It's the O-line and the D-line. It's the O-line. They don't have a great O-line. So Caleb's not as successful the first 3 weeks as people thought he would be. They need – we're no rookie quarterbacks need good O-line to be successful.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, their defense is actually playing their butts off. Like, there's no – like, it's nothing like the Bears can do. It's like the decisions that they're making on the offensive side of the ball is what is killing this team. Because the reason why they won the first game this season is because defense and special teams showed up. Like, it wasn't because Caleb played well. Against Houston, defense helped shut down a very potent Houston Texans offense. Offense didn't perform. This week, you have the Colts. They're down like one of their best defensive linemen.
Yeah.
You can probably do some damage with that. Still, the offensive side of the football is not producing.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's Caleb. I think it's the O-line and the coaching decisions. So we'll see.
Okay. Now, I did hear, because this is, like I said, this is eerily similar to conversation last week. and right here in good old Carolina. What's wrong with Bryce? Oh, it's not Bryce. It's the offensive line. It's the defense. It's the owner. It's everything. It's the stadium. It's all that. And then Dalton came in, the red rifle lit it up. And I didn't see anything on the news about Temper selling the team. I think they still had the same owner.
Yeah, you know,
I believe they still had the same offensive line. I believe they have. I think everything was. I think they only made one change. I believe so. So I wonder. I wonder if it is quite. I mean, yes. Can the O line improve a little bit? Chicago, I'm sure it can. But I mean, coming into this season, all we talked about was how loaded they were. And how, I mean, heck, Nick Wright picked him to go to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So, now all of a sudden that he's struggling, now there's all these things that's wrong. So, time will tell. I do think that the fit has a lot to do with it. So I agree with you, Chris. You've got a defensive coach. This is the Bears cycle, because I do speak Chicago as well. Okay, I was born in Chicago, so I do speak Chicago as well. All right, every 4 years there's a change. Okay, and it's in 2-year intervals. All right, so every 2 years, either the coach or the quarterback gets fired. All right, and they rotate. They rotate where the passion goes. So now, because again, it's too early to get mad at Caleb. So now it's all going to be the coach. So he's going to be gone. Then in 2 years, it's going to be Caleb. Oh, he was a bust. Then the next 2 years is going to be the coach. Then it's going to be whoever the next quarterback that they draft. Then it's going to be the coach. And they'll just rotate every 2 years. That is a cycle. Go back and check it out. That's the cycle in Chicago when it comes to that. But I think it's a lot of fit. Jayden Daniels, look, he again reminds me a lot of CJ last year. There's a lot of parallels. He has not thrown a pick yet. Okay, just like CJ didn't throw a pick until later in the season. Caleb has thrown 4 at least. Caleb's been sacked 13 times. Jayden's been sacked 9 times. And the other thing that stands out to me, I was expecting to see, especially with his style of play, I was expecting to see a huge amount of rushing yards from Jayden. It's not that much. He's throwing that ball. So I was really surprised by that. And he's also, with all of that, and I wouldn't have thought this, he's thrown for more yards. He's thrown for 664, and Caleb's thrown for 630. So I think some of that is talent. A lot of that is coaching. And they definitely are going to have to. I think the biggest issue is the coaching. And if they can bring in the coach and bring the right scheme in for Caleb, he's got to get rid of the ball. It's not all the offensive line. He was known for holding on to the ball too long in college, and he's doing the same thing. He's got to get rid of the ball at least a second sooner. So, any last words from you guys on this one? I know I rambled a little bit on that one. All right, we good? All right, cool. Hit us with your comments. Let us know. Did the Bears get this one wrong, or are they just fine? Do we just need to give it time? Do we need to fire a few people and everything's going to be fine? Caleb's still going to go in the Hall of Fame. Let us know. We want to get your take on this. All right.